Hello and welcome to CCG Reanimators. Today is another X-Files Premier Edition booster pack opening. We're going to do 4 again today. We're going to have a look at the cards, we're going to talk about what we like, what we don't like and how things work within the system. So, 4 packs. Once again, if you've been following this series, we got a bunch of Premier and we've also got some... The Truth is Out There. No, not The Truth is Out There. We got some of the Mulder's birthday stuff. The 10, 16 something numbers. No, thank you. We got some of those in, so we're going to be doing like 4 packs a day. I have, in theory, cherry-picked what I think is the ultra rares. If they are, then the last video in the series is going to be an uber ultra rare opening, or maybe 2 uber ultra rare opening videos. So, catch up with them later on at the end of the series. Okay, let's start with the first pack. So we've gone over a lot of these cards already, and I think if I keep on going on about the same cards, it's going to get a bit boring and stuff. So we've probably got easy keywords for these cards already. And here we are, we're going to start with sites. So this is one of our 2 for a 4 and 1 question. We've seen these quite a lot. A mainstay, you could get these, or you get the more uncommon ones, which are, it's a 5+, but it has 2 prerequisites. This is an observation for a result question. Then we have a bureaucracy for a result question. We have a behavioural for a result question. We have a computer for a motive question. We have a computer for a method question. We have a science for an affiliation question. We have a behavioural for a motive question. We have an observational for a result question. So we have got in that pack, this is the distribution layout that we've talked about several times. It's most frustrating when it's X-Files cards. Sorry, just not the camera then, I do apologise. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sites. It does give you some flexibility in deck building though, so that is better than getting a bunch of like 8 X-Files in a set, but in a pack, but right. We've got government cover-up. This is one of those cards that can go basic or advanced, and you're paying 1 for a -1, 3 for a -2, 5 for a -3, or 9 for a -4. In your conspiracy pool points to reduce the cost of science or evidence collection or bureaucracy site test. Simple as that. Pretty good card, I think, if you want a bit of flexibility where you're going to be spending things. If you're not carrying a lot of adversaries and things like that, and you want to go bluff heavy, might be a good idea to put in, because you've got the flexibility then. I only need to make it 1 harder and they haven't got it, or oh, we really need to like pull in for 4 on this one. Okay, then we've got a combat, we've got body armour. Play on a government adversary to reduce damage from all opponent long-range combat or close-range combat sources by 1 this round. Only costs 2, only lasts this round. Not a massive fan, but I can see where you would use it, especially if you're going government-heavy adversaries. Now the combat, we've got block. Play this card on any combatant in a close-range combat round to reduce the damage from 1 source by 4 points. The combatant using this card does not deal damage in this close-range combat round. So you negate this round of combat. So play this card on any combatant in a close-range combat round to reduce the damage from any 1 source by 4 points. Suppose if you're going over by 4 points, because you can do it onto any combatant, you can then place that on your opponent, so they're not doing any damage this turn. They take 4 less, but if you're doing more than 4, that might sort you out. Or something like Good People, Good Food, where you're splitting the damage around. You could ignore the one not doing damage. I kind of like that. That might be a handy card, and it's a 3. You can see it being used for adversaries as well. Okay, Alien Stealth Technology. 2 cost conspiracy card. Play on any alien combatant to reduce damage from all opponent long-range combat or close-range combat resources by 1 this round. So basically, it's a alien version of body armor. So my opinion still stands on body armor. Vicious Fangs. Play on a primordial or a cut adversary to add 2 to their close-range combat skill, and that is just permanent for the rest of those combats. It doesn't say till the end of the round or anything like that, so it would stay in play until you've resolved combat, I'm assuming. Please let me know in the comments down below if I've got that wrong. It'd be great to get a discussion going on that. Okay, so we're on to our rares now. We're on to combat. We have Web to play on any primordial adversary to add 1 to their close range combat skill and prevent all damage from one opponent this round. That's nice. Nice little kind of block, do an extra bit of damage. Handy. Yeah, I like that as a rare. For 3, that's good. And then we've got Sneak Attack. Play on any evolutionary adversary to allow it to deal all of its damage in the round before its opponents. Any opponents sent to the hospital as a result of this damage do not cause damage this round. So Sneak Attack, basically you're giving your adversary first strike in magic parlance. So yeah, you can take out an agent in one round. That is good. Okay, so that's our first pack. I think I'm getting faster at doing these. And I will. By the time I get through all the packs, we'll kind of like know what we're talking about by then, hopefully. Okay. Right. Ooh. Is that a rare sight? Ooh. Okay, so we got I Want to Believe. Play on one agent to allow that agent to use the evidence collection skill number for any one alien investigation or occult investigation skill check. So that's quite nice. Only for 1 as well. So you can be a bit more flexible there if you're kind of playing a combination of evidence and alien investigation or occult investigation. I like. Doug Spinney adds 1 to one team's science skill check. Yeah, here's your basic one cost witness, basic 1 cost witness for giving you a 1. And then I bet you we're going to get a series now of the same witnesses. Hodge, medical skill, 1 cost. Malcolm Marsden, bureaucracy, 1. Billy Miles, alien investigation, 1. Sheriff Spencer, criminal investigation, 1. Now, are we going to get the ones that are +2? Oh, no. Oh, we've got a big bunch of X-Files. Let's go. 1, 2, 3 X-Files. Okay, well, they're 3 X-Files. That's not too bad. The pile is getting bigger at this stage. Okay, then we've got Detective Tony Ferrari. Play to cause your opponent to discard 2 cards at random from his hand immediately. I like that. I like that a lot. Especially if your opponent hasn't gone for a big draw this round. Yeah, that'd be a nice time to play it. It's like, oh, I'm not buying any cards this round. Oh, you know what you're doing, do you? You've only got a few cards in hand. Boom. Get rid of 2 more. Detective Thompson. Change a site prerequisite to bureaucracy 3+ for 3. That could really pull someone in if they're not playing a bureaucracy deck. Miles, pay 1 conspiracy to move up to 2 resource pools from your opponent's resource pool to your pool immediately. I like that. I like that a lot. I do. And then you're stealing their... Oh, Detective Miles, get in my deck. Henry Trondheim, force the team investigating a site to discard 1 equipment card of your choice. Really good for like Geiger counter and stuff like that, like specific built cards. I like. Okay, we're on to our rares now. So we've got Church of the Red Museum. Subterfuge +5 or medical +5. You may ask 1 affiliation question or 1 method questions. This is your 1 cost with 2 choices, what you're going to investigate with and what you're going to ask. I do like these cards. The more flexibility for 1 extra skill check. I do like it. And then our witness is Max. Adds 2 to one team's alien investigation skill. Alternatively, you may play this card when one of your agents is the target of an abduction or when Max is abducted instead. Discard Max. The abduction is negated. I like that. +2 to an alien investigation, and he can sit in your hand as a kind of, nope, not going to abduct me. So yeah, a couple of nice cards. I just want to double check on my list about Church of the Red Museum. Now, I mean, I'm not saying it's definitely not, but what are we, number 70? It'll take me 2 seconds to check, and then... I just don't, yeah, it is. And I just don't think of sites being rare. Don't know why. They just don't kind of strike me as rare cards. I do like Max though. Okay, we're on to pack 3 of 4 now. Oh, that opened. That opened very quickly. Okay. Got a couple of witnesses at the back. Let's have a look then. Expert briefing. This is a 2 cost. It's one of those cards where you remove. So the agent is taken out of play for 1 full turn at the start of the briefing phase. On the second turn, the agent may be deployed as normal. In addition, have a +1 on one of the following skills. So it's kind of like a buff card. Nice. Fingernail scrapings. If the team makes an evidence collection 4+ skill check, they gain +1 to a sight skill check. Discard this card after you used this modifier. So you play it, you keep it in play. They gain a +1. See, now this is one thing that I need to rules check on. So do you instigate that skill check at any point and go, oh, I'm doing this evidence collection test now, and now I get +1 to the check that I'm going to be doing. So you can keep it in your back pocket if you ever need that +1. I'm guessing it's going to live in your bureau. So yeah, quite nice. Crop circles. Play after one of your team successfully investigates a site with an alien investigation skill. It's a prerequisite. Place this card in your bureau. Discard this card to add 1 to an alien investigation skill check. That's nice, especially if you're building an alien investigation deck. You're going to trigger its effects quite quickly, and then you've got that little boost if someone gets an agent sent to hospital. Evidence overlooked. If the team makes an observation 4+ skill check, they gain +1 to the sight skill check. Discard this card after you use this modifier. So this is the observation version of the evidence collection card. SWAT training, and this is another take out of the game and then put back in. It's 1 turn, yeah, for 1 full turn, add +1 to the following skills: long range combat, close range combat, or the ability to use martial arts combat cards. That's quite nice if you're building a martial arts deck. Give them a bit of SWAT training. Government arrest suspect, negate one witness that modifies alien investigation or bureaucracy skill. That's quite nice if you think your opponent's going to be playing alien investigation or bureaucracy. Got lie detector, add 1 to the agent's behavioural skill test. Electron emission microscopes, agent equipped with the electron emissions microscope have access to the field office crime lab, add 1 to the agent's medical skill. I'm not going down that route again. If you wanted to see me talk about the difference in equipment and their text boxes, look up some of the older videos. Someone's going to explain this to me at some point. Knife, add 1 to the agent's close range combat skill. We've got a hidden grave. Take any witness from your opponent's discard pile and use it for 1 skill check immediately at no cost. Is that then in play? Can you then keep that witness around? I do like that. I do like a little bit of decromancy. It's nice, especially if your opponents have been playing stuff. Rejuvenation caves. Okay, so play this card. Next to the X file you have chosen, place 10 tokens on this card. Beginning on your opponent's next turn, you may take up to 2 tokens from this card. Place them into your conspiracy resource pool. The tokens become conspiracy tokens. When all counters have been removed, discard this card. Yeah. That's nice. That's nice. Bump you up some conspiracy points. We've got driving. Plays on a team in the field during the deployment phase. If the team makes a criminal investigation 5+ skill check, they may immediately investigate 2 sites in the same state this turn. Oh, that's nice. That is specifically within the same state. So you've got to be really careful about what you pick if you're going to include drive. Would be nice if this bounced off a car effect, and I think there should be more cars in X-Files than just the one. Yeah. Okay, combat, take cover. Play this card on any combatant to decrease damage from 1 long-range combat source by 2 points this round. And this can be played either by the opponent or by the investigator. So anyone can play this. That's a nice little take. It's good if you think you're going to get into a lot of fights. Okay, on to our rares. So, our first rare is the Witness, Luther Lee Boggs. Play this card at any time during your turn to examine your opponent's hand. So 3, you can look at your opponent's hand. It's nice. It's a pretty standard effect. It's very expensive and it takes up a rare slot. Not overly keen on it. It's not a constant effect. If you could keep him in play, like Luther Lee Boggs, when in the field, opponent plays with the hand revealed, and then you can play something to keep him in play the entire time, would be good, but hey. And then we've got Dr. Daniel Trepkus. Negates 1 primordial creature. That's a 2 to negate a primordial creature, so that's quite handy if you think your opponent's going to be playing them. So, that's a nice pile. We've got one more pack to look at, and then we'll have a look at all of our rares together from these 4. Do you have a favourite rare that we pulled from these 4 packs? Let us know. Let me see what you think, and if you think of any combinations or anything that I've missed that's worth talking about, please let me know. Okay. So, final pack. We're going to start with Binoculars, 1 to Observation skill, Wiretap, Subterfuge skill. We're going to get a long list of equipment now. Gas Chromiograph, this is the other one. Agents equipped with Gas Chromiograph have access to the Field Office Crime Lab. So, I'm going to go back and... Okay, so we're looking at Electron Emission Microscope here, and it says again, has access to the Field Office Crime Lab. So I want something that affects things that deals with things in the crime lab. A card maybe effect or something, or you can put an agent in the crime lab and then it gives you bonuses. It just, for some reason, it just feels like there needs to be more in there because it specifically states that on a couple of cards but not others. Okay, we're into events. Core training, we've had this one. This is a removal and a skill buff. So you remove the character for 1 full turn, and then you buff them in criminal investigation or evidence collection. Travel arrangements, you can move your agent from one location to another. Move one of your agents to any section immediately. This card may not be played once an adversary is forced. The agent may join any team that occupies the new section. So, if you didn't send someone to a site and now you're down and you need to get that person to the site, maybe they're in the hospital because they're healing up and you want to get them to 0 damage rather than the 3 that they need to get out of the hospital, you could swing that in. Then we've got our 2 cost sites. Oh no, just the 1. We've got Gibsonton, Florida. That's a medical 4 for a method question. We're on to events. Relentless Pursuit. Play to prevent the opposing player from drawing cards after the player has paid, but before the cards are drawn. X is the number of cards that the opposing player has paid to draw. So we've talked about this one before in a previous video, but basically when you're generating your resource pools, either your resource pool or your conspiracy pool, you can then pay X from that pool to draw cards. This one works in your turn as investigator, so it would be when someone's generated their conspiracy pool, then they spend their conspiracy points to draw cards. You've got to spend everything first, then draw the cards. You can't go, oh, spend 1, draw 1, I don't know that, I'll draw another one. So if someone's committed a lot of cards, you can then just go, boom, no, you now lose those points. Sorry. What are you going to do? Hard evidence, add 5 tokens to your resource pool, so it's a 5 for a 2. That means you're up 3. If you're that particular about getting resources, could be worth it in the deck, but I'd have to see it in play. Hard Punch, play on any combatant in a close range combat round, add 1 to the combatant's damage results. So it's a 1 to do that, just 1 little extra damage. Stunning Blow, play this on an opponent who has just taken damage. The opponent is considered stunned for the next round of combat. The opponent will deal no damage in the next round of combat. Okay, so anyone can play this. Either you play it on your own adversary or you're playing it on your agents. Play this on any opponent who has just taken damage. Okay. The opponent is considered stunned for the next round of combat. This opponent will deal new damage in the next round of combat. So yeah, you get a free round, really, which could be quite powerful, especially for only 2. So if you're looking for ways of dealing with adversaries and you don't have a big fighting deck, could be worth having there. Massive internal damage. This is 8 conspiracy points. Play on any agent that has taken 4 or more points of damage from a single damage source. That agent must go to the hospital immediately and may no longer participate in the combat. The agent may not leave the hospital until they're fully healed. Subtract 4 from the agent's cost. If the result is 0 or less, the agent is removed from the game. So, agents Lamana, Willis, Purdue, and Wise are immune to this effect. So yeah, this is one of the killer cards that we've spoken about before. Killer cards it's an option whether you play with killer cards or not, and it specifically names these agents that are immune to the effects because they have their own specific cards that kill them off. So if you're playing anyone else, that's the one for you, isn't it? 8, and that's in a round where you've already paid an adversary. It's a big cost play. Like, you've got to commit a lot to make sure that this happens. But it's worth it in the long run if you kill off an opponent's agent, unless they're playing lots of weenies. Okay, Flaming Wall. We've got a 2-cost conspiracy card. Play on any evolutionary adversary to cause 1 point of damage to each opponent in a long-range combat round. This is in addition to any other damage caused by the adversary this round. So play on any evolutionary adversary to cause 1 point of damage to each opponent in a long-range combat round. So you're playing adversary and you're going up against the field, then you're going to be doing a lot of extra damage. If it's like 4 agents going into that, it could be worth it for a 2-cost. Semi-jacked Hallow Points. Investigation report 2-cost in either you as investigator or you as opponent. Play this card on any combatant in a long-range combat round to add 2 points to that combatant's long-range combat skill. So it's kind of balanced out, really, isn't it? So if you're paying, if it's going to be more than 2, you want to go for the Flaming Wall. If it's going to be 1 or 2, you maybe want to go for the semi-jacked Hallow Points. I would probably, but then it doesn't have to be an evolutionary adversary as well, so you've got that benefit. Okay, let's have a look at our rares. So we've got a combat, we've got a spin kick. Combatants that can use martial arts may play this card to add 3 to their close range combat skill this round. Pretty straightforward. It's a 3-cost to add 3 for 1 round. Could mean the fight though. Like, extra 3 points of damage is quite tasty. And then we have Nerve Strike. Play on any combatant that can use martial arts to add 2 to their close range combat skill this round. In addition, the opponent is considered stunned for the next round of combat. The opponent will deal no damage in the next round of combat. So that's a 3-cost again, and you're adding 2 to close range. Compared to the spin kick of 3. You can use martial arts and play this card to add 3 to their combat skill this round, but it doesn't stun them, whereas this only adds 2, but it stuns them. So you're looking at a lot of flexible combat options in that. So let's have a look and see what we've got out of this then. We've got a Nerve Strike, Spin Kick, Dr. Daniel Trekus, Luther Lee Boggs, Max Fennig, Church of the Red Museum, Webbed, and Sneak Attack. Some interesting, a lot of combat heavy, I think. I would probably go Webbed. I really like Webbed for like my pick from these 4 cards. But yeah. Okay guys, if there's any of these rares that you would have specifically gone for and gone, oh my god, you've forgotten that this is a thing and it's amazing, then please have a conversation with me. Would love to react to people and see what they think about these cards and things like that. Okay guys, I will see you on the next video. We've got lots coming up and I am here opening packs for days, so we're getting through them and we're getting a pile, and hopefully we'll also have some trades. So if you're ever looking for any cards, just hit us up, find us online, and social media, all that kind of stuff is all good. Okay, don't forget, the truth is out there.